Hello, Pocket83 here, and I want to introduce you to a game that I think is the best puzzle game out there that you probably aren't playing. And why I say that? I've been a longtime fan of Tetris, ever since I was a kid. I think my favorite version is the new Tetris, though, because it adds a level of complexity that just didn't exist with standard Tetris. Okay, Tetris is complicated at first, but once you learn the basic rules, then it kind of becomes easy in a way. Wait. It's not easy, it's just that the only way to add challenge is to bump up the speed. And so it becomes a race to see how fast you can do the same old thing over and over again. Well, in the new Tetris for Nintendo 64, they changed it a little bit so that you could make squares. They were gold and silver squares. It added an extra dimension to the game that really made it complicated, and I really grew to love that. I was one of those weirdos that could get thousands of lines by using a method that would stack gold and silver squares right up both halves of the playfield. But since I haven't been playing Tetris in a long time, and I've, over the years, grown to love Wario's Woods, it's incredibly complex. At first it looks pretty simple, but it's just not. Okay, so the basic idea is that you get 3 of these goofy little vegetable animal-looking things in a row, and then they disappear so long as you use a bomb. And if you can do 5 of them in a row, then it turns into a gem, which will wipe out. When you eliminate it, it will wipe out all of the colors on the screen. All of the colors of those little critters. So the object of the game is to clear the playfield of all of those critters. Now, oh, by the way, before I forget to mention, I apologize for not using a screen capture program, but I still haven't hooked up my Elgato, and to be honest, for what this video is, it's just as efficient to just take actual footage, and that way you know there isn't any funny business by using a computer to make it look as though I'm better than I actually am. This is an emulator, though. I'm playing this game on the original Xbox hardware. It's been modified to play original, like, NES and SNES games. Now, Wario's Woods, I like both the SNES and the original Nintendo version. I can't pick a favorite. I probably play the SNES more. It's a little more colorful. But the music's probably even more annoying. They're both good for different reasons. I think I feel when I'm playing like I'm a little more nimble when I'm playing on the Super Nintendo version. The original Nintendo is kind of clunky. So I believe the original Nintendo version was the last NES game ever made, so it kind of fell into obscurity. Plus, it was lost behind games like Tetris and Dr. Mario. It doesn't, or Yoshi's Cookie. It doesn't look like it's really adding anything original here, but I assure you it is. It's incredibly complicated. It just continues to push me. As you'll see, the way that I'm playing, the rules that I set for myself are as follows. I don't use pausing, because that's cheating. You can pause the game and then it effectively functions like slow motion does. To remember the original Nintendo, you could use slow motion on the controller, and that was just it sent an instruction to the machine to continuously press pause. So you're just pausing it and unpausing it, and it would make the game run slower. So if you use pause, you're cheating. The other thing is that I don't use save states. If I do use save states, I can go... Oh boy. it just goes on forever. I mean, I'll get to stage 255 and then it just repeats and repeats and repeats. But as far as I've gone through in this, running through the game in this mode, this time, this playthrough, I think as far as I've gone is level 114. I don't know if I've ever defeated that without save states. I'm right on the edge there. I could probably do it, and so there's a checkpoint every five boards. So if you were able to defeat 114, then you could start again without a save state from that checkpoint. Just watching myself play is strange. I'm kind of drifting off into a daze. It's easy to daydream while you're doing this. I think that's why it appeals to me so much. It's that I kind of zone out and enjoy the game, but the problem with that is that it takes intense concentration as well. So it's hard for me to maintain focus. If I could maintain focus, I would be a much better player. But it just doesn't matter. It's one of those things that even if you aren't good, you'll still find enjoyment in the game. It has a certain... I don't know, there's a satisfaction in that impossible search for order. And it's just interesting to challenge yourself. You might watch a game, if you know how to play the game, you might be watching thinking, oh, he messed up there, or I could do better than this. And that's one of the interesting things about the game, is that two different players are going to look at the screen in a different way. So if what I'm doing is confusing you, you might not understand what my goals are. And by the same token, if I were to watch you play, I might not understand what your goal was. There are a lot of different approaches to this game. See Birdo in the top right corner? Remember Birdo from Super Mario 2? If you notice, Birdo is pointing to a little gauge, and when that gauge gets filled up, then Wario comes on the screen and the game becomes much more intense. They throw a lot more enemies at you. So one of the ways that you can delay buildup of that gauge is by getting combos. A combo is where you clear, let's say you clear 3, and then as the parts fall, the result of the change in the map clears additional pieces. That is the best way. That's a combo, and that is the best way to prolong or keep Wario from coming out. It's also worth noting, and you need to know this if you want to play, that you can see if I'm focusing on one color, it's because when you eliminate one color from the screen, then they no longer come back. So you can win the game. There are multiple approaches. You can win by trying to eliminate all the colors, or by just simply trying to eradicate all the bad guys. Because bombs left on the screen don't matter. You can still pass the level without getting rid of the bombs. I suppose if I had to pick a favorite, I think I might still give the award to the new Tetris. Just because I have decades of play on that one behind me. I'll just always have a fondness for it in my heart. I mean, ever since I was a kid, Tetris was magical. Tetris is a perfect game. It's one of those things where I really believe that had the guy who invented Tetris not invented it, somebody else would have invented it. It was too good not to come into existence. Its concept is just too simple and perfect. Tetris is really a wonderful game. This is not like that. It's just way more complex, and the learning curve is so steep. I think has everything to do with why it never became more popular. It's just too difficult to learn. You can, you'll pick it up at first rather easily, but to really become advanced at it, it's rough. I mean, while I'm playing it, I'm just swimming in confusion for the most part. It overloads me, and that's what I love. I don't know why I'm bizarre that way. I just like the challenge. I like that it puts me under so much stress, and I don't know. I'm a sadist, I guess. I just like things that are really, really difficult and that I know I can never win at. But I do hope to get past 110. I mean, I think I should be able to. I haven't been playing in a while, but I hope in the next week or two to get it. I've been stuck on it for at least a week. But I guess I have been playing every day for a week, but we'll see. I'll get it eventually. And then maybe I'll make a follow-up video about it. Well, anyway, I hope you will give this a moment of your time. I hope you consider it. It's a great game, really. Ugh, I was robbed. See ya.